Morocco, a country of 38 million and Africa's most popular tourist destination. Famous for mosques and medinas, and more recently, football. But I'm going beyond the clichés to explore how Morocco's changing. Getting the inside track from young creatives who are updating traditions, expressing new ideas, and connecting Morocco to wider African culture. My Moroccan journey starts in Marrakesh.
There's something about Marrakesh, just got that X factor. So I'm just really happy to be back here, and this time I am coming to meet artists that I could only dream of encountering on other trips. Merci.
I love the fact that this place doesn't change and yet it changes. There's so many things that are associated with timeless Moroccan culture here. The ceramics, the brass, the lanterns. But at the same time, there's always a new modern twist on it every time I come here.
There's no one better to help me understand how old and new are being mashed up in Morocco than Hassan Hajjaj. He's known as the Andy Warhol of Africa. His photographs channel the essence of Morocco today for magazines and exhibitions around the world, attracting celebrities like Cardi B, Billie Eilish, and Riz Ahmed. Hassan spent his teenage years abroad. He used to be a market trader in London. Now, his visual motifs and cool styles are shaping how Morocco is seen by the outside world.
Hassan!
How you doing?
Oh, this is so beautiful.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for inviting us here.
Welcome.
So tell me about this space. What
So
happens here?
basically, it's called Riyad Yimma. Riyad is normally it's a garden, and Yimma means mum. So I kind of named it after my mum, obviously. It's open to public. It's like a boutique gallery, and I shoot here as a studio, and I live here. So this is what I'm going to propose to shoot you today.
You're going to shoot me?
Yes. So I've just put some outfits together. So the idea, I've set up a stage for you, and you're going to dress up and perform, and I'm going to snap some pictures of you.
Yeah, those gold ones are slightly cooling to me. It's definitely very different from any look that I've ever experienced before. Okay, I'm ready. Oh my God, this is so cool.
Let me show you in this one.
You're really not scared of colour, are you?
No. You're in Morocco now, so you can see.
Okay.
Something like this.
This
So
is
it's got,
so
it's
cool.
got
Is it from
couscous.
flour or sugar?
It's couscous. So it's just, I was thinking it'd be funny to have couscous written down. So
it feels like you're having a bit of a laugh at the foreign gaze.
When you meet English friends, they start asking where you're from. When I say Moroccan, they say, oh, Bajin, hashish, you know, just the Sahara. So it was like, it's really playing on that cliche a little bit.
So you're kind of owning it and
it's exactly
having
that.
fun with it.
Queen, yeah, exactly.
I feel elevated. Feels like a very creative, artistic reframing of this culture in a way that's playful. I think what I love about what Hassan's doing is that he's not taking himself too seriously. He's just having the confidence to own his culture, to understand how it's perceived in the world, and to kind of mash it up in a really unique way. And I'm very curious to see how these photos are going to come out.
Hold it like that? Yeah. Look at me like that. Turn your head this way, bit. There, nice. So we can take this off. Come have a sit. Yeah, we're going to change this.
I've been Hassaned. The whole thing is just a riot of colour and perfectly joyful clashing.
So I'm basically taking your superhero cap, and now I need Afua.
I like the superhero.
No, you just do. So Clark Kent.
It feels like you are now getting all this recognition as a kind of like godfather of contemporary rock art, but you've been doing this for a long time. Do you feel like the space for art in Morocco has changed during that time?
I think the game's changed. I think in the past it was all about most artists from outside the West trying to make it in the West. But now I think it's changed. I think there's people, stars in their own country or region and stuff like that, and it doesn't matter.
So you don't need like the approval of kind of like Western nations anymore. You can reach your own audience
I
here.
think so. In the beginning it was difficult because 30, 50 years ago people really wanted to be more closer to Europe, more European.
But now the younger generation see things differently.
I think definitely. Just listen to music. Last 20 years I've seen this really happening in Morocco. Slowed in. There's a lot of young photographers, artists, and music it's unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. No, really.
Thank
you had fun.
you.
You had fun?
So much fun.
I could try on outfits all day, but Hassan's giving me a lift to my next stop.
Well, can you come close to me? Pull your legs to the love heart.
So much fun.
To the love heart.
There's change everywhere here. That sense of playful reinvention, especially in the music scene. Traditional Arabic styles have lost their grip on young Moroccans. Hip-hop taken over. This is Sigu, the new star of Moroccan rap. He grew up in the Medina and brings some of that street swag to his songs.
يا محرت الحال علي الشامبيونات في جيبي واخا انا ما لعبش في الاوبي ضحكوا باكي جمعت الصرف اللي عندي وحطيته في لاكيس غير خلينا انا عليك واخا الحجه ولا حيس غنجيبوها بدا الحيس انت عاطشها ولا حيس مع الفض جيبها من حيس ديك اللعبات انايا كيعطلك كتكبل سعير من مراكش تا الالي.
Today, Sigu's finishing a new track. Working with him is Fan. He's been pivotal in growing Moroccan rap from a small subculture to a genre that's now huge across the rest of Africa.
I didn't want to interrupt.
That's okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Afua. I was enjoying that beat.
We're trying, to mix a bit of hip hop and traditional sounds. This is Marrakech.
Marrakech rhythm.
Yeah.
It's like a traditional.
Yeah, traditional music.
And just we give it to modern twist. And then we have Sigu adding a lot of swing to it.
It's a unique fusion. There's American influences, Moroccan rhythms and sounds, topped off with the Arabic dialect spoken in Morocco, Darija. And then Sigu's honest stories of life in the Medina, which connect with many young Moroccans.
Even the decoration, I just went to every shop. Can I have a carpet? Can I have this lamp? Can I have this? And I just make a whole decoration. Yeah.
It's been amazing. Every time I go crazy.
What's like the bigger picture? What's the journey of hip hop been like in Morocco?
In Morocco. Well, it started in the 90s. They started, rapping over instrumentals from Kolio, from hip hop from United States.
So they're using like U.S. hip hop beats, but they were rapping over it in
in Darija, and that was a first for us. And they laugh at us because they didn't accept the fact that we put like, I don't know, Darija or Gimbri or, Moroccan instruments and traditional instruments and sounds in hip hop. But in my perspective, it was like, man, we're Moroccan. If you want to touch Moroccans, you have to speak the same language they know.
And what is it about Darija as opposed to the standard Arabic, the very specific dialect in Morocco that works well with hip hop?
So it's never about like the rhythm or about like the language. It's more about the vibe you bring with the song.
That is so unique. We have this African rhythm in our language, which is quick, like.
Yeah, I can hear it. Hip hop, I guess, originates with the African culture that went to America. Yeah. Is it like the kind of Africanness that's in Moroccan culture that means it gels really well with hip hop?
Yeah, for sure. The sound, the groove, it's African art. But people think that we are Middle East and that we are not. Yeah. We have the same religion, we talk the Arabic, there is some influences, but it all comes from Africa in the end of the day, if we can say it.
Can you pour it? I'm not going to embarrass myself, disgrace myself.
You have to try.
Okay, now I feel better. That's exactly what would have happened to me.
No, yes.
Now we do it like...
I love it. Many people think of Morocco as an Arab country, simply on African soil. But the African roots of Moroccan culture are everywhere here, if you know where to look. I'm leaving the city, heading east, over the Atlas Mountains. Now we're actually right in the Sahara Desert. It feels like a completely different country here. So much more remote, so much more sparsely populated, such a wild landscape. And this is where there is a concentration of Amazigh people. Amazigh, from what I know, are considered the indigenous inhabitants of this country. And they are real bastions of much of what has become wider Moroccan art and culture. The Amazigh used to be called Berbers. They have a unique African culture. It stretches back thousands of years, to a time before Islam or the arrival of Arab settlers. 40% of Moroccans have some Amazigh heritage. But it's a minority culture with a history of being sidelined. Amazigh rugs are imitated across the world. Sarah Aloui, a young entrepreneur, is on a mission to keep traditional rug making alive.
Hi, hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Tazna.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
Wow, you brought me to a really special place.
Yeah, very much so. So this is the weekly Tazna souk, where basically the magic happens every week.
Definitely lively. And is this where weavers come?
Yeah.
To do their trade as well.
So this is the main destination to buy and sell their rugs.
So how did you come to be in this market in Tazna?
I started a business a couple of years ago, sourcing Amazigh rugs, but directly sourcing them from weavers.
Why did you want to source directly from the weavers?
So my grandma was a weaver, and when she passed out a couple of years ago, it was just a journey for me to kind of try and understand where I come from because of the stories.
You lost her.
Thank you. In recent years, there's been a resurgence of the culture. I think it's due to this generation, our generation, and what we're trying to do is retain that identity that is ancient, but is slowly kind of like fizzling out. The weavers in our culture hold our identity through woven textiles. each of the symbols holds meaning. The rugs, typically you can read them like a book, but essentially from top to bottom.
Quite geometric, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So the zigzag is typically a male symbol that signifies virility. So typically you'd find it either on its own or combined with diamonds, and the diamond is the woman's, the female body. But it is very much reproduction, fertility, which is such a big thing in our culture.
Yeah, kind of, I guess, does it reflect what people are preoccupied with?
Yes. This is we call la fibule, a symbol for fending evil.
You wear it like a
similar
kind of
to the eye,
talisman.
yes, a talisman and luck.
There's more to this story than a passion for weaving and rugs. Amazigh activism has been growing in recent years. The Arab Spring of 2011 is usually seen as a pushback against conservative values. But Amazigh protesters were on the streets too, demanding rights and recognition. Zara's work with rug makers is part of that wider struggle.
Khadija, this is what you're making. Don't let me stop you. I'd love to see how you... Oh, she makes it look so easy, and I can tell it's not.
So, do you want to have a go?
I would love to. Okay, I got it. So I kind of pull it forward. Oh, it's broken. Sorry. It's actually quite delicate. Oh, shoot.
It's okay. They reuse it.
They reuse it.
Yes.
Of course, they reuse everything. Oh, you're going to use that beautiful comb. Oh, right. You've got to put your back into it. This is what makes Amazigh rugs so special. They're not so really tightly packed. So much wool goes into each little square millimetre of rug. I'm going to try not to break this one. Another one? Okay. Okay, I'm ready this time. It's just so much labour, and everything is just done from scratch with these old natural processes. I just find it so mesmerising.
This generation is looking at everything we have that makes us Moroccan, makes us Amazigh, and fully embracing things that are beautiful about our culture and kind of bring us together. So we all work collectively to try and preserve it.
I'm not gifted at this kind of activity, as she can see. But I've made a few knots. I mean, I can feel like I've contributed in a tiny way. She says, messing one up to this beautiful rug.
It's inspiring to see young Moroccans fighting to keep heritage alive. Back across the mountains is one of the most exciting stories of tradition meeting the modern world. Amal Hamri is the queen of Tabarida. It's a horse display where teams compete in simulated charges. She's bringing this centuries-old tradition up to date and smashing the glass ceiling. Amal leads the first ever female team, winning competitions against the men. Maybe against my better judgment, I'm going to try Tabarida for myself.
Afua. Wow, so tell me about what you're wearing. You look incredible.
So this is traditional Moroccan clothes.
I see the flag colours.
The Moroccan flag and also the color. I will give you this.
Okay, so I'm going to get to put these incredible clothes on as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to ride in this.
Yeah.
But it's white. Who needs total practicality when you can look this remarkable on horseback? getting ready, putting on the clothes. They're so infused with all this symbolism and nationalism, cultural pride. And it really feels like this is part of it, the ritual.
Yeah, it's a big part. Stay here.
Oh, you're not giving me a gun.
Yeah,
oh my
because
God.
you should have this. Okay.
I'm definitely beginner
your
level.
hand up, close to your ear. Close. Push it down. Hi to the public.
Oh, okay.
Hi to the area. Hi.
Tahiyya.
Tahiyya. Pay attention.
Tahiyya.
No. Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Horse galloping. And now. Where are you? No, it's same time.
Sorry.
It's same time. أبدا حمد الله. يصدها. صحوا. الناس قالوا. No problem. The black powder, it's very dangerous.
Gosh.
But before, I never felt scared or afraid. But when I had my 2 children, I start to feel that, Amal, pay attention. Amal, don't do this.
Yeah.
But I love to it. This is the problem. This is the problem.
You can't stop.
I can't stop.
I think it's part of who you are.
Yeah, of course.
It's your identity, like you,
Yeah,
your
exactly.
tent,
This is the
your
word.
trophies.
This is the word. It's our. It may be all of Moroccans. It's our identity.
What's the reaction of men been and Moroccans generally to seeing women do this?
Men try to forbid women to doing this.
Really?
Why men forbid us?
Yeah.
It's my identity too, so I should do it.
The thought of galloping while holding a gun, it's a bit much for me. Time for the pros to show me how it's done. For a woman like Amal to insert herself into a really ancient tradition that's been very male-dominated takes a huge amount of resilience. But it's also relatable because it comes just from this love for her culture. And even though that's really specific, and actually I've never seen anything like Sabrina ever, I think it is actually a more general phenomenon that's happening here, that people are taking their culture, their history, and it is very weighty old history, and reinterpreting it, and they don't perceive any contradiction between those two, and I think that's the lesson for us all. I'm leaving the horses and heading south, in search of more Moroccans being creative with tradition. It's brought me to the coast, to Essaouira, historic port turned cool surf spot. It's also a cultural hotbed, where there's new interest in Morocco's deep links to the rest of Africa. I'm enjoying Essaouira. Really ancient town with these narrow cobbled streets, jumbled market stalls,
The sounds of seagulls, the smell of salty sea spray. But the reason I've come here is because Essaouira is also the cultural home of Nawa in Morocco. Nawa is the musical legacy of enslaved people brought to Morocco some 1,000 years ago. You can clearly hear West African rhythms and words. This is Rabbi Hanoun, a young Nawa master. He's a walking Nawa library. He
scours Morocco, collecting a repertoire of songs from other musicians.
I'm from West Africa. My mother's from Ghana. I can hear very West African, Central African, like the drums, the rhythm, even the way they're wearing cowrie shells. It looks like it's from Black Africa.
Rabi is passionate about the old ways, but he's making a name for himself by shaking things up.
You start learning Gnawa from clapping, and then comes singing with the guys.
Just pick it up.
Yeah, and then step by step you go to Karkaba, the metal percussion instrument, and then comes dancing, and then the gimbri is the last thing you learn, and you should collect your repertoire. That's about 200, 300 songs.
That's
so
incredible. Are you going to join in with them?
Yes,
Okay,
I will. Let's do it. Oh, ya baniyo. Allah baniyo. Oh, ya baniyo. Allah ya baniyo. Ya baniyo. Tabu ya mula.
And totally music now that really immersive and hypnotic. It's also amazing how Rabi just jumped in. He just seemed to know exactly what was happening. He's never played with these musicians before. It's obviously a language that people from different parts of the country who've grown up in the tradition will know how to speak.
Nawa music is a delicate thread, connecting Morocco to Africa beyond the Sahara. Rabi's plan is to keep Nawa alive by reinventing it. He's been collaborating on a fusion of Nawa and electronic music with German producer VB Cool.
Amazing. It's such a vibe. It just feels like your whole styles have like really gelled together, you know, like it was made for each other. But you're actually coming from quite different traditions.
Very different. I don't know. It was more like an accident, I would say. It's also Rabi. He can understand this kind of beats. This is very, very important.
Yeah, I see that. It's definitely like a two-way flow.
Rabi can play, let's say, 3 more songs or 4 more songs to the same beat, and he changes a little bit here and there and uses the repertoire. And so we go back and forth, and it goes on. It's like you said, a DJ mix. Electronic with this old music, which is crazy.
Right, yeah. When he plays a beat, I go to my library and look which song will fit, and then just play it.
So then it really helps that you know the entire repertoire by heart. You literally have the library in your head. Do you enjoy like mixing up in a more contemporary way, like what you're doing with Vivi?
I like to do the traditional way only with Karkaba, but I also like other genre of music. I like to play on different beats, the hip-hop beat, or we also use the funk beat, and I like to adapt my Gimbri lines to this. It's a challenge for me to do it, and I have fun to do that.
Yeah, it looks fun. It sounds gorgeous, and you hear it differently actually when it's with a beat like this. You feel like a different side to the music.
And let's play something different in the same beat.
Yes.
Okay.
The next morning, and Rabi's Nawa rhythms are still running through my head. Such an intriguing blend of old and new.
Thank you so much. I have heard, just experiencing Nawa, that deep ancestral connection to the rest of the African continent. I can hear sounds that take me back to my travels in Mali, Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria. And it makes sense. This is one continent. Its history has been one of constant conversation, invasion, trade, intermarriage. Nawa is the glue that binds these histories together.
Rabi's not alone in exploring the African connection. There's a new pride I felt here. Younger Moroccans are looking at their history and future as part of Africa. And then, as I stay overnight in the capital Rabat, it feels like a moment for Morocco and the continent is unfolding outside my hotel.
Gradually, it's become harder and harder to avoid the fact that Morocco is making history in the World Cup. We've just seen the quarter-final match where Morocco beat Portugal, making it the first ever African nation to go through to the World Cup semi-finals. It's actually emotional, and the atmosphere here is ridiculous. Everyone is emptied out the streets. They are sitting on top of their cars, they're waving flags, they're chanting. I have no idea what it's going to mean for the long-term future of Morocco, Moroccan pride, Moroccan sport, but right now, just an atmosphere of pure joy. And what luck that it just happens to be all we're here telling the story.
Beyond the football, change is in the air. Morocco's still a conservative Islamic country in many ways, but you sense it's also looking to the future. Women artists are spearheading debate around sex and gender. Majida Qatari is the godmother to this movement. She's famous on the global art scene for work on controversial topics. She often plays with what she sees as stereotypes of Moroccan women as erotic and submissive by taking old images and reworking them. Today she's starting a new project about female sexuality in Islamic societies.
Majida.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Fine.
Have you just started working on this today?
Yes.
Are you inspired by this painting here?
Yes. C'est une peinture que je voulais copier et aussi mettre en scène sous forme de photographie. Ça, c'est une interprétation de cette image.
So I'm not going to interrupt you. Please keep. Can I watch for a bit while you finish the painting?
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much. This is an image taken from a really classic book that was first published in 1850 called The Enchanted Garden. It's by this Tunisian author who was really celebrating sexuality within Islamic traditions. Well, these things feel like very modern ideas, and I think Majida is really reminding people and educating people about how this is actually deeply part of tradition in Muslim countries.
Majida's process is fascinating and multi-layered. I'm interested to see how her sketch will become part of the photo shoot.
Majida's making a few subtle changes to the original image, one of which is the table ornaments, which are quite pedestrian in the original image, have been upgraded to a slightly more erotic, even phallic look. I've always been interested in these themes of sexuality, relationship, intimacy.
Yes, it's very interesting.
It's very interesting.
Non, je pense que maintenant on doit parler de ça, on doit parler de la question, l'interprétation, il ne faut pas avoir peur de l'interprétation religieuse, et notamment la sexualité dans le religieux, parce que c'est très riche et ça permet d'avancer.
It feels like a slightly scary subject, but you seem so free and comfortable with it.
Moi, je me permets toujours cette liberté. En tant qu'artiste, je pense que c'est mon rôle.
So what happens next? Now you finish this.
La photo.
La photo.
Yeah.
But before the photo, Majida's work takes an unexpected direction. I'm apparently key to the whole piece.
I feel regal. I don't think I've ever worn a crown, tiara, head jewels, or a veil.
And now for the final staging of Majida's masterpiece.
À côté, donc il y a le cactus.
I could never have imagined this. I wish my imagination stretched this wide, but I'm inside Majida's world. This is unlike anything I could have anticipated. More elaborate, more ornate, more layered and complex, more visually rich and seductive. I mean, it's just a total feast for the senses and the intellect, because there's a lot going on.
Afua, est-ce que tu peux te pencher comme si tu vas lui parler comme ça, voilà, toujours avec le livre, oui, parce qu'elle a la lumière sur le visage, c'est très beau. Voilà, même si y a le soleil, tu gardes les yeux ouverts. Je pense que le monde arabe était à un certain temps beaucoup plus libre que maintenant, et que ces discussions et ces échanges étaient beaucoup plus permis que maintenant. Et c'est pour ça que je veux faire une mise à jour de ce livre, et je veux le sortir et l'illustrer, l'interpréter à ma manière. Mais viens. Parfait. Oh, wow. The whole scene, it looks unreal with the painting behind.
Okay, now I see the whole vision. Are you happy?
Yes,
Is this
very.
what you wanted? Thank you.
Tu es le modèle idéal pour ma mise en scène.
Oh my goodness. That's a very lovely thing to say. Majida says I'm the ideal model for her.
Yeah.
It's one of the best compliments I've ever been paid. Majida's such a pioneer, not just as a female artist from Morocco, from the Arab Muslim world, but also as somebody who's been tackling those still controversial questions about the past, the way that cultures like Morocco have been seen by the West, and stereotyped, romanticized. And what I found so inspiring about Majida is that she talks about an artist's responsibility to really open up those questions, even if they're uncomfortable, even if they are controversial, that is the role of art, is really to open up dialogue where dialogue didn't exist.
There's been a feminist revolution in Morocco recently, with some big advances for women on marriage and sexual rights. And the new generation of women artists are taking a more direct approach to what they see as an unfinished battle. That's what's brought me to Casablanca, Morocco's biggest city. Busy, modern, it's the place to be.
I've come here to meet some artists who represent a new generation, young women who are questioning the structures underlying Moroccan society through their art. So I'm going to see what they have to say.
Zainab Fasiki is a sensation, daring and provocative. Her recent graphic novel, Shuma, means shame and has shaken up Morocco. Its nude images, a full frontal attack on conservative values.
This is my studio where where magic happens.
Oh. Okay, I really feel like I'm in your world now.
As you can see, I defend women's rights in my work. Body freedom. It's a shame to be a woman. It's a shame to be free in our own body. So I'm trying to correct ideas.
I see that. So your images, there's a lot of, it looks like women just being comfortable in their skin, celebrating their bodies.
It's actually me in my body.
Oh, you!
And it made a lot of people angry. Like,
really?
How dare you draw yourself? You should not. Show up. So I was like, okay, a book is needed. Just to explain my comic book, it's also a sexual education guide. A queer and secular one.
I mean, that's quite contentious everywhere, but in a country that still has a lot of conservative Muslim ideas, that sounds quite radical.
When I first started to sign it in bookstores around Morocco, it was always crowded with parents with their kids coming, oh, we finally have someone.
So there are a lot of people who want this.
It's the first book ever that will openly defend abortion and sex outside marriage, changing laws in an open way.
Is it illegal to have sex outside marriage in Morocco?
Yes.
Still?
Yes. It's illegal to have sex outside marriage, it's illegal to be gay, it's illegal to do abortion, and it's all because of the Heshoma culture.
So you're working on new books. I would love to see how you create these images.
It's just like drawing on paper, like.
So what image are you creating here?
I'm just drawing a 16-year-old girl who is forced to get married.
I can already see she's looking sad. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sad facial expressions for this girl. This is really incredible to see how you created this girl. She's such a real person already. Have you seen a change?
There are a lot of changes, and you know what? This is what keeps me really motivated every morning to wake up and continue working, because I can tell you that 10 years ago when I first published one of my naked portraits, everyone was angry, but today when I do it, people are just like, they are fed up, they've seen enough naked bodies. I'm really proud of the fact that I published so much naked bodies that men today are like, okay, we get it.
They're desensitized.
We're not going to harass that body, we respect it.
I feel like that says more about your relentlessness than it does about the society.
Yes. So it's part of the change is to never give up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to change a culture that lasted for about 12 centuries in North Africa. I know I'm not going to change things with a book over 2 years or 3 years. It's a matter of generations.
Wow, that's it. It's done. You did that so quickly.
Thank you.
Wow, I can't believe how fast you work. And I love it. It's very evocative.
Yeah.
I think Zainab's story is one of things that haven't changed in Morocco, the things she's fighting against, patriarchal beliefs and values that keep girls and women in an unfair position. But it's also a story of what has changed, because I think it would have been impossible to do what she's doing in the quite recent past. She's seen messages that were really radical and really dangerous almost to express now be kind of tolerated, if not enthusiastically received. So it does give me a sense that Morocco is a country in transition.
Zainab's art is focused on women, while other artists are taking a hard look at Moroccan men. I'm heading across town to the Casablanca Medina. There's an artist here I'm keen to meet who's made her name challenging traditional ideas of masculinity. Yasmin Hatimi is a quiet radical, using her photography to question what it means to be a man in Morocco today. I'm joining her on a shoot which explores the relationship between fathers and sons.
زكريا انت جلس وياسر غتجلس فوق تبرق فوق منه هاكاك. فوالا وهو يكون هو فوالا super.
They're sitting together, looking a little bit bewildered by this whole setup, but really just allowing her to capture their relationship. And there's something, especially as we're in their home, very intimate about seeing this man with his little boy. And I'm quite moved by this. It's always really lovely to see very loving parent-child relationships. And I think the reason that she's doing this work is that men in this culture aren't always given the space to be tender and sweet and affectionate, or we don't get to see it. So that's what she's capturing, and I'm watching as she works.
شكرا. super. trop belle. بنسولك بالنسبة لك شنو هي المعنى ديال الرجولة؟
كون قداهم وليداتو ويخرج يدمر عليهم ربطها المهرة ويعيش وليداتو ويعيش والديه. هذه هي الرجولة.
فوالا هكا.
The power of Yasmin's work comes from its subtlety. She finds a vulnerable side to Moroccan men that feels quite unexpected here. Her intimate shoots are also chances to open up tough conversations, change minds even. Yasmin now takes me to a gallery where there's an exhibition of her project, The New Romantics.
So where does your interest in masculinity come from?
Well, first of all, we live in a patriarchal system, and I think we don't ask ourselves questions. When we are born, we have an education, and we are born with certain beliefs and a way we have to act and everything, and we don't question that. But today it's changing. Today everybody questions everything, so that's a good thing. Young people were really receptive and wanted to talk and give their opinion and everything. Now the oldest generation was something else. It's like young versus, it's they confronting, two generations confronting and having a dialogue.
So have you encountered people with views that are very radically different to yours?
Someone said it's important that we give women their rights, but not too much. And I was like, okay. I like that you say that to me. It's important to talk with people you don't agree with. That's the most important thing to do.
I think there's something quite specific about what she's doing in Morocco, questioning what masculinity means here, as if she's had to put so much thought into how she can create images that speak to that without alienating people, but also pushing things forward. Because as a young woman, I think she has a sense of impatience that she needs to see these conversations happening. Actually being more gentle and trying to bring people with you, trying not to alienate people, doesn't water the conversation down. It can actually make it stronger.
It's exciting to see young artists like Yasmin fired up about creating change. And my final stop is to meet someone who brings so many of the changes I've seen together. Rim Fikri is Morocco's newest pop superstar and a glimpse into the future. This is her confessional debut. Without a major label behind her, she got her song out on YouTube last year and went viral overnight, catapulting 22-year-old Rim to instant fame. I'm invited in to watch her finish off her latest hit.
1, 2, 3. Nice. Elle est bien, hein?
That sounds so nice.
هذيك الأولى ديال خلي لي هذيك هذيك الأولى وعاودها لي نعاود ندير منها ان تروك وعاوتاني ان اوتر تروك
Okay.
3 fois. Yes.
They've still got work to do to finesse it, but the one thing that's coming across in abundance is that Rim has a beautiful voice. It's like honey.
Rim's success makes sense. She's got that Gen Z appeal. She's raw and honest and doing it completely on her own terms.
Rim, can I ask you what you're singing about in the lyrics?
So the first song, it's just about me and my past, the loss of my father. I wrote it when I was depressed.
Yes.
I was really, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's why people really gravitate towards you, because everyone can relate to going through hard times. If you're honest about it, then everyone will be able to relate to what you're singing about.
I always do everything with emotions. I like to write some lyrics that people can feel.
I've watched some of your videos, and even though I can't understand the lyrics, I can feel the emotion, the way you sing, the way you perform, the way you connect with your audience.
Yes.
Why is it important to you that it should come from your heart and your lived experience?
Because it's me, and like people, they love you when you are you. Yes, when you are authentic. So I can't just lie and sell an image that it's not mine. I wasn't expecting like
the success
of the song. Like
the first song had like 20 million views.
I was just hoping 1 million. I was
just 1 million.
Yes.
So now you're gonna find this hook.
That's what we're trying to do right now. ولا ولكن ما نديروش بزاف ديال الديات غدير بحال دابا باش تقلبي على اللعيبه لا دي داكشي بزاف ديال اليدي دي لا يس هي والله خلي الميكرو ديري هذه اللي درتي ما تخليش عليها
looking for this missing hook, and they literally just came up with it, and it was actually quite electric to see because it was very collaborative. They both came up with this idea together. Then Nab started singing it, and then Rim started singing it, and as soon as I heard her sing it, even I could feel that it was like the missing layer to make the song really pop.
Actually, we did it. No.
I love that you love it as well. I can see you're so happy with
Actually,
what you
this one for me, I believe in it. I think that it could be a hit.
Thank you for sharing this with me. It was very special to see you guys create live.
Maybe if you haven't been here, there wouldn't be a song like this.
I mean, I'm glad you said that. I was hoping
Honestly,
you might. I don't want to take any credit at all, but I did feel part of
I'm
this.
giving you
Nigga, what's up?
I'm leaving Rim's studio on a high. Her song sums up the youthful energy of Morocco's culture right now. Her career feels like the product of a society that's changed. It's been incredible to see young Moroccans updating their past with pride, and women artists pushing boundaries. But the biggest revelation has been hearing how Moroccans see themselves. It's been abundantly clear to me through all my travels across Africa that this is a continent in the midst of a cultural renaissance. But I was less clear about whether Morocco saw itself as part of that story. So close to Europe, with very strong ties to the Middle East and the Islamic world, but also on African soil. But what I found is a new generation of artists and creatives who are unapologetically associating themselves with what's happening everywhere in Africa. And that has been really refreshing and fascinating, and for me, absolutely joyful to see. Next time, Nigeria. The power of protest music, the art of a big, big wedding, and what fuels young Nigerians' extraordinary drive to succeed.
And meet the father of Afrobeat, who created the sound of the continent tonight at 11:30 over on BBC4. Or have the Civil War rage before your very eyes. Once Upon a Time in Northern Ireland is up on BBC iPlayer via the red button.
Nigeria, situated on Africa's west coast, home to 220 million people, a fifth of Africa's inhabitants, and the continent's largest economy. The incredible energy, diversity, and ambition strikes you immediately when you land here. I want to understand where Nigerians' extraordinary drive comes from. What is their secret sauce? And where better to start looking than the country's largest city? Lagos is the beating heart of Nigeria's cultural scene, where old traditions come to be reinvented by young people and exported out to the wider world. Now, it may seem like a cliche to start my journey in a market, but one of those reinventions is all about food. Nigerian cuisine is building a reputation around the world. I think a lot of times people see markets like this and find it chaotic. It's actually really nice because I am getting ready this morning to meet a really exciting chef. Obey! Hi, so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're buying snails.
Yes, I'm doing snails today.
So what are you looking for when you choose your snails?
They have to be alive. They have to be alive. I like it when they actually have their eyes out. They're looking at us. When we make our snails, we smoke them and then we put them in a garlic cream sauce, which actually complements and brings the flavor and brings it to life.
That does sound delicious.
It is gorgeous. But can I please get meat? Can I get? Just give me 5. Yeah, thank you.
Obehi of Kumu El Hafi has created a
top-class restaurant in Lagos that fuses uniquely Nigerian ingredients with cooking techniques she's picked up from her time living in America.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh my God, is that the snail?
Yes, that's a sea snail actually. It's
That is
it's one of
the
those. Yeah,
biggest snail I have ever seen in my life.
it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Isn't it?
It looks like a dinosaur egg.
I know. And is this the snail that we bought? The snails that we bought earlier?
So we smoked these already, and we chop it up into small pieces so that we can actually put it into the shells after. So it's a bit of labor of love. Fire.
So, Becky, what's your journey to being a chef who runs the most high-end restaurant in Lagos? It must have been a journey.
It's so fine. Yes, it's been a journey. I mean, it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of keeping your head down and focusing on the target. I love food; it's my passion. I love to create things that I've tasted, and I remember flavors very vividly.
Wow.
So it's like you remember something, and it's like, no, that one, I need to taste that again.
So what was the moment where you realized this was actually to be the thing that you do?
In Chicago, I would eat my way through downtown Chicago, and also for the fact that when I had friends over, I cooked for them. So it's all passion, it's all love, it's all honest, and that's basically, I think that's what people loved it so much.
Were you cooking Nigerian food when you were cooking for your friends?
A bit of both. That helped me see things as ingredients, saw our food and things that we work with as ingredients. I find that here, a lot of people are stuck in this must be done in a certain way, and I don't think that's true. I feel like everything can be manipulated.
I can't wait to taste the food, I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
Obehi is an absolute force of nature, creating this phenomenal menu out of local ingredients and placing it at the absolute top end of the market. These are ingredients that grow locally, seasonally, are bought from local suppliers and farmers. It's really beautiful to see. Our snail friends.
Our snails are here.
Oh, that is...
So you have one land and one sea. This is our salt cod croquette, our stockfish that we spoke about earlier.
This is beautiful presentation. I'm ready to...
So you can actually use a small spoon so you can get all the way in there. I think that's the best way. You can lift the crisp from the top.
I want to eat that as well. But
yeah. You can grab the shell so it doesn't do that. The chili is actually fermented.
That is
chilies.
The sweetness, which takes the edge off the earthiness. This is. I can eat this, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Thank you.
It melts in your mouth.
It's so sweet. It's so sweet.
It was such a privilege to see you buy it, cook it, now eat it.
Yes.
It's a very special experience for me.
Thank you so much, Afua.
See a young woman creating this kind of vision, I just find remarkable. It's hard as a woman to start a business anywhere, I know from personal experience. It's hard to really take the underdogs of Nigerian cooking and champion them in this kind of space. It's a really special thing to experience.
If Nigeria is on the way up in cuisine, it's long since arrived in the world of art. Work by Nigerian painters is in demand across the world. And at the centre of that success story is another force of nature. Nike Davies Okundaye, known locally as Mama Nike, is one of Africa's most renowned artists. She's made it her life's work to keep traditional art and craft alive. In the process, she's brought together one of the biggest and quirkiest collections in West Africa.
Mama Nike! You are welcome! I'm so happy to meet you. Thank you for coming. Oh, an honor. Thank you. It's a little bit overwhelming. There is so much beautiful art and sculpture and textile and fabric.
So we have 3 other floors, and all the work here is all done by Nigeria. You see the Benin staff of office. All that bronze that was taken away from Nigeria comes from Benin Kingdom. Yes.
Berlin.
So they use this as a staff of office in Edo State, which is where the culture starts. So this is. Then the king, we take this, while the chiefs will carry this one.
This is the one for the king that I picked up.
You are the queen.
I'm the queen.
All right.
I can work with that.
Yes. It's the work of myself and my brother. What we are talking about is the family traditional symbols, how the symbols talk to people. So this is the symbol that represents talking drum, sending the message through the drum. And this one is a cycle of life. When a child is born, a child grows, a child becomes an adult. The same child you born is the one coming back to look after you.
Mama Nike made her name, above all, as a pioneering textile artist. And she's a champion of adire, a traditional method of dyeing fabric revered by Nigerians of Yoruba heritage. Adire means tie and dye, and the dye used is the vibrant indigo from fermented elu leaves.
Adire is the textile that the whole Nigeria do. It's called Adi, Are. So Adire is passed on from one generation to another generation.
You're still using the traditional process to do it. Why is that important to you?
Well, it's always good to take something from the earth and put it back into the earth without any
Chemicals.
without any chemical. So the traditional one is dying off. And the only way to keep it alive for this young generation who are the face of Nigeria is to be teaching them the traditional way. So they don't do it because of the big money, but they do it to keep the culture, because it's our culture, it's our heritage. We must not allow it to die.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mama Nike has preserved traditions, but it's potential for change and reinvention that drives Nigeria's growth. Adire is being repurposed as a must-have fashion accessory. With materials like this in abundance, it's little wonder Lagos Fashion Week is the largest fashion event in Africa. Every October, the fashion world flocks to see enterprising Nigerian designers' new collections. And daring designs that style superstars like Beyoncé. With his label Lagos Space Program, Adeju Thompson is blazing a trail. With designs that hark back to more traditional, gender-fluid forms of clothing.
Adeju?
Hey, Afua.
Good to
Lovely to meet you.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for inviting us.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Tell me what you're wearing, first of all.
Thank you. So I'm wearing some of my work. This is from my Adire trousers.
I love the color blocking as well.
Thank you. The jersey is from the new official Nigerian jersey, and I designed the Adire for it.
The new Nigerian national football jersey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you so
much. That's big. That is gorgeous. So you are dressing the national team.
Yes, thank you so much.
That must make you feel proud. Even I feel proud, and I'm not even Nigerian. Wow, Adeju, this is Lagos Space Program.
This is Lagos Space Program. Yeah, this is where we make our work, do a lot of our research and design development and everything. Yeah.
I really feel like a strong sense of your aesthetic in here.
Thank you so much. Yes,
the plants, the light, and the textile.
Yeah. Try to make it very personal, like a space where I can really thrive, really create and flourish. Yeah.
I feel that.
Thank you so
much. Did say you might let me try on one of your pieces.
I want you to try on. This is the dress I want you to try on. This is lace, it's like a French lace. I found this 100-year-old lace company in New York, and we sourced our lace from there. It's like really, really beautiful. Yeah. You could also try some of the Adire pieces if you're interested, like the alocasia skirt.
I love that. It looks teeny, but
no, it's like a wrap skirt. So
it's kind of expandable.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Be right back.
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
It looks really great on you. I love this triangle.
It feels so light and
So it's made up from like 100% silk.
Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you so
it's
much.
even more gorgeous to wear than it is to look at.
Yeah.
It's so delicate, but also feels very contemporary and edgy. So where did you get the idea? It's such an unusual shape.
It's quite interesting because I actually started from when I was in fashion school in the UK, and I got like a jacket and I deconstructed it. That's where the shape came from, and it's something I've been like, exploring ever since. I call it the venture vest. It's like something you can wear and go out and,
Absolutely. I love the like different layers and lengths as well.
Thank you.
Definitely getting into this.
These have been very popular in Japan, and it's really nice to like get that support.
Do men wear these as well?
Yes, it's genderless to both men and women.
Yeah, I can see that. It's basically a really cool
It's
look.
like has a double-sided zip. I think it looks way more interesting when you sort of like
open it up.
Yeah, exactly. So you can even like go like that too.
Yeah.
Do you want to try out some more? So you can try out the bomber jacket.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, thank you. You really like to work with silk as well.
I do. I really like these things.
What would you say is your most popular piece?
I would say like what you're wearing, the slab coats are very, very popular.
Yes?
Like everyone wants one because something you can just like feel like a duster. You can just like show it on whatever you're wearing. Yeah.
Such a cool look.
Yeah.
And you can like dress it up.
Yeah,
dress
it up.
down.
Yeah, exactly. Would you like to try to make some adire?
Me?
Yeah, so sure. Let's try and
okay.
Habib.
I don't want to mess up this incredible fabric.
No problem. Have a seat.
Habib looks a bit skeptical. Understandably.
Adire is created by delicately applying cassava paste to cloth using a chicken feather. The indigo dyes will be absorbed by the rest of the cloth, leaving behind swirling patterns and a déjou's intricate designs.
This is the chicken...
Yeah, chicken feather.
feather.
You can hold it like this.
Okay, like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do like this. This middle.
So you're kind of dabbing it. Okay.
Do this one. Like this.
You're going to become an adire artist.
It's actually really soothing. You know, like how people use colouring in to like calm anxiety?
Yeah.
This thing is quite hard to use.
I know.
It looks a lot easier than it is.
It's a lot of... Habib has been...
Habib makes it look...
Habib has making adire since he was a toddler. So he has like...
From what age?
Since he was 5.
5 years.
Yeah.
Like if you were to sell this, does the value reflect the amount of labour and...
Yes, because like this is the fabric we're working on is like 100% silk. You know, the craftsmanship and the time, a lot of work and everything. So the adire things, that is so like a quite premium price.
The quality and craftsmanship that you're buying and the story as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So like this skirt that I'm wearing, how much does it sell for?
That skirt would be about $400, $450. Yeah.
I mean, I can think of less well-produced pieces that go for more.
Yeah.
What about in Nigeria? Do you find more appreciation for this outside the country?
No, I think especially with adire, there's something about Nigerians and adire where I think maybe it's the indigo. It's something very magnetic about adire, and people just love it in Nigeria. So there's a wide, especially when you're doing things in adire, Nigerians are very appreciative of it and really appreciative of the fact that Lagos Space Program is moving the commission with adire forward. You know, and I think, but also abroad too, I think people find it very interesting. You know, they find my research around like adire as a queer archive very fascinating, and I'm really happy to get that attention for it. You know.
I have a huge amount of respect for Ateju. It takes a lot of courage to do what he does, to really pour your authentic self into your work, to be obsessive about preserving tradition and honouring the culture it comes from. And you feel it when you wear his pieces. They feel so soothing on your skin. There's a richness that you almost embody in your stature when you're wearing them. So I think it's just inspiring to see how an artist like him is taking his heritage and turning it into something very tangible and actually very accessible to cultures across the world, but so rooted in his Yoruba traditions here in Nigeria.
The point about fashion is you have to flaunt it. And with over 250 ethnic groups across Nigeria, all with their own styles and customs, there is fierce competition to be seen. Of course, there's nowhere better to promote yourself and celebrate your story than at a wedding. Weddings are a huge tradition in Nigeria, and now exploding on social media. It's not unusual for a Nigerian wedding to last several days with thousands of guests. For new brides like Chioma, marrying into families of different heritage, the outfit choices are all important.
I'm fine, thank you. Congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
So most people in most cultures, I think, find planning weddings expensive, stressful, but here in Nigeria, you're doing it twice. So, I mean, this is the white wedding.
Mm-hmm.
How do you approach them both? Is it quite a different process for the white wedding than for the traditional?
Yes, so for the traditional, it's more culturally focused than the white wedding. And so you have to like think about the traditions, what you need to do on that day to honor both cultures. Because I'm Igbo, but my fiance's mom is Yoruba. And my mom also is not even Igbo as well. So she's from the north. So we have like 3 major cultures that we're implementing into the traditional wedding.
You're going to get changed?
Yes. I know.
So 2 outfits for the traditional wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't found your bridal gown yet. You're still looking for the one?
Yes, I am.
What are you looking for in your wedding dress?
Simple but elegant. I don't like something too crazy.
Okay.
I just want to look like a very simple, classy bride. That's really the look I'm going for.
Okay. I think of all things Nigerian wedding as very extravagant and extra, so I wasn't expecting so simple.
And so I get that a lot actually, because my traditional wedding outfits are a bit over the top.
Okay.
Because it's traditional wedding.
Yeah.
And so I thought for the white wedding I wanted something very simple, like me, more me.
Have you chosen this traditional wedding cloth and
Yes, I have. Yes, I have, and it's like super colorful and just like super loud. So for the white wedding, I just want something very simple and just classy. Yeah. So typically, I would look at like a dress like this and say it's too covered for me.
Yeah.
I want something that would flatter my clavicle.
Maybe like a beautiful deep V.
Yeah, something like that. That would just off shoulder type dress. I love that.
You have such a gorgeous shape as well. It's curvy, so you want to like show that off.
Yes.
This is like
wow, that's cool. That's like an off the shoulder.
Yes, off the shoulder dress.
That's pretty. Okay. Great. We'll let you go and see how it looks. I've been to weddings from a few different African nationalities, and I think it's safe to say that it's a really important ritual and cultural event everywhere on the continent. But there is something about Nigeria. Last year, this country hosted the biggest wedding convention on the entire African continent with thousands of guests. Nigerian weddings are becoming social. I think enjoys seeing something that's just so joyful, celebratory, and excessive in the way that I guess all the best celebrations are. Wow. Show me, you look stunning. Wow.
I don't even know, I'm speechless.
Did I take this one? Oh, you're beaming. It's so lovely. With the white gown sorted, it's time to check on the traditional outfits, including one of Yoruba indigo.
She's ready.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
Stunning. A whole different look.
Yeah.
So stunning. How do you feel? Can I feel it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's so structured.
Yeah.
I love the detail. So you made this? Wow, so much skill. It's the folds, the pleats.
The pleats.
You can really tell it was made for you.
Yeah, I know.
How do you feel?
I feel amazing. It's so like, I didn't really expect Afua to be this soft, but it feels like very soft and like, you know, structured and made for me. So it looks amazing and it complements my skin too. So.
And it's such a traditional Yoruba.
Yes, I feel like such a Yoruba bride and it makes it feel beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Chama.
Nigerians certainly know how to throw a party. Chioma's is captured on social media with the highest production value. You get a sense that this wedding is not just about celebrating the big day for the couple, but about showcasing tradition and heritage in a very 21st century way. Brash, fast-changing, with big characters, the drama of life here is a rich subject for writers, and the Nigerian book scene is booming. Many authors write in English, which means there is a world market open to their books. I was armed with millions of smiles, apologetic smiles, pity me smiles, I look unto God smiles. Name all the fake smiles needed to get through an afternoon with a group of people who claim to want the best for you while poking at your open sore with a stick. And I had them ready. Ayobami Adebayo is an award-winning author and rising star of the Lagos literary scene. Her novel Stay With Me, about Nigerian family life, love and loss, is a bestseller translated into 18 languages. Ayobami's work wryly observes Nigeria's turbulent times, and I hope she can take me closer to understanding what's so special about her country.
Writing that was, I guess, in some way an attempt to try to understand, because I do think writing helps me to make sense of the world in some ways.
I read somewhere you saying that you're obsessed with making sense of your country, which was really reassuring for me, because I was like, oh, well, if you haven't made sense of it yet, I feel better about the fact that I haven't as an outsider. But is it that curiosity or need to make sense of your world that's really driving your writing?
Absolutely. So for instance, with Stay With Me, part of it was Nigeria in the 1980s to the 1990s, into the 1990s, and trying to understand that time through the perspective of a young couple that was living through all the things that were happening in Nigeria at that time, politically in particular.
And the military regimes and changes of leadership, they really figure large as a backdrop in the novel.
Absolutely. It's a very complex country. It's obviously very, very large and very, very diverse, and with a very complicated history. From its formation until now, it's probably a nation of many nations, and that makes it very complex, and it's constantly changing.
Most of the most famous Nigerian authors from past eras have been men. We all know Chinua Achebe and Wole Soyinka, but it feels that this is an era in which women are really becoming a dominant force in Nigerian and world, because Nigerian is such a big power in world literature now, in world literature. Do you feel part of a phenomenon where women are really taking their rightful place on the literary scene?
I guess I am. I think that when I'm writing, I have to sort of in some way, in the moment of creation, be isolated from that. In my own mind, it has to be me and the page. But definitely when the books come out and then you have to start talking about them, I definitely feel like I'm part of that tradition.
Ayobami has such grace and poise. She really is a writer I look up to. And it's just so interesting to hear her talk about her process and her inspiration, which is so creative, but also very firmly grounded in the social and political reality here. I can see how that's just fed her work, her literature, her mission to write these stories that make people think differently. I think that's one of the most valuable things a writer can do, is really change the way we think about ourselves and the world around us.
That world has been changing fast since oil was discovered here in 1956. Oil is Nigeria's biggest export. A source of economic power for the Nigerian government, it's brought huge wealth to multinational corporations, though rarely to ordinary Nigerians living close to the oil fields. I'm heading southeast to the oil region of the Niger Delta, where I'm meeting George Osodi. He's an award-winning photographer who's documented the recent history of the Delta. Looking through some of his photos, I'm really getting a sense of the wrenching change brought about by the extraction of oil here. George chronicles the stories of ordinary people living cheek by jowl with the industry, the conflicts, and the natural beauty.
The Niger Delta region is the goose that lays the golden egg. This is where bulk of the resources that sustain this country comes from. So it's extremely very, very important. However, that is just a finite resource that the region is blessed with. We've got massive waterways, massive swamps and forests that could attract tourism on a much more industrial scale.
I mean, just looking around, even here where it's quite polluted and you can really see it's so underdeveloped, it's beautiful. The water, the greenery, it's lush mangrove.
Yes, it is lush.
The way things grow, stunning landscape.
Again, there's still a lot of depth around in the midst of the beauty. There's the oil mess in between the space as well.
You can't forget the oil. You're in this incredible natural environment, and then suddenly you see these really industrial ships, and you see the oil rigs as well. What's it been like taking photographs here over the years?
It's been a kind of honor for me, and I feel so delighted that I was opportune to be a part of the generation that made photographs of this region.
Today, George is capturing a different aspect of Delta life. Because for centuries before oil was found here, the Delta was home to ancient lines of kings. And George has been commissioned to take official portraits of someone who straddles both worlds. The new king of Wari, Ogiame Atuwadse III, used to work in the oil industry. Now he's inherited the throne, following the death of his uncle. Today, royal ritual mixes with digital photography and PR.
Ogiame.
So right now, George is taking a portrait of the king. We have to formally introduce ourselves, prostrate, ask for his permission, which he very generously granted.
George prepares his equipment and captures how citizens of Wari come to see the king to request his blessing on business matters.
That feels like the kind of request that for the king would probably make by email. Would you support this new institute and attend this launch event? Because the king, they have to come in person, wait around, present their gift, listen to his response, pose for a photo with His Majesty, and now await what they would have awaited in the first place, which is an email in response. Kind of fascinating.
It's a striking mix of ancient and modern. A young king who's lived part of his adult life in America, but who still cares deeply about the symbolism of kingship in Nigeria.
So you have recently been crowned King of Worry. Can I ask what this role and the traditions it embodies mean to you personally?
The king is sort of like the bridge. You know, you're supposed to be able to navigate. You see all. They refer to the king as Ekun. It's kind of like the door. You see outside, you see inside at the same time. In that sense, you are a source of inspiration, leadership, natural rallying point for all things societal, economical, political, cultural, traditional. It covers a lot.
Coming away from the Delta, I found it a place of almost bewildering extreme. Tradition, but also upheaval. Oil fueling Nigeria's economy, but generating a wealth that hasn't trickled down. Nigeria is a country of extremes. Over 40% of the people live below the poverty line. Sometimes unrest has erupted, but the political establishment has violently put down direct challenges to its power. So Nigerians have turned to music to get their message out.
Music is the weapon. Music is the thing of the future. Music is the weapon of the future.
In the 1960s, during Nigeria's civil war, music became a popular form of protest. A new genre emerged that blended Africa's musical traditions with American jazz and funk. Afrobeat. Its greatest exponent was Fela Kuti. The New Africa Shrine is a music venue dedicated to his legacy.
The young Africans get to just for head, them get to eyes to them defeat the thing where they have on them, they hear them too. Few people they fast with the big money.
I was expecting a club, but this is more than a club. This is like a festival venue. You feel that you could fit 2,000 or 3,000 people in here. And from what I hear, they do come. You can see the whole spirit of this family all over the walls, pictures of different generations, performances, other musicians who've inspired them. It's really a Kuti headquarters, and you feel that. Fela Kuti was all about underprivileged. He was really trying to be the voice of people who've been left behind by the political leadership, by the economic growth. You see it in Lagos everywhere, and he was about telling the truth about their experience. So this place feels really in keeping with that. They haven't created some elite, removed, luxury venue that only the rich can come to. They've created a place that's for everyone, and it actually feels like everyone comes here.
Two generations later, Fela's grandson, Made Kuti, is performing on this legendary music stage.
Oh, please.
That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Even though your grandfather and father were such superstars, the Afrobeat scene has transformed in recent years, become maybe the dominant mainstream music genre in the world.
Very much so, yeah.
It's been incredible to see.
It's what I think is the perfect commercialization of the kind of music that, represents Nigeria. It's not necessarily political, it's not necessarily about instrumentation and live performances, but it caters to the commercial scene. And I think that's what I've always wanted Afrobeat to do. It should be able to spread into every single avenue, like in classical music or in jazz. Everybody should have a version of Afrobeat that caters to them. And that's what's happening, I think.
There's incredible musicianship across the African continent.
Very much so.
Why is Nigeria, though, the superpower with music from Fela and Femi and you to Davido and Burna Boy. It's impossible to ignore the power of Nigerian musicians globally at the moment.
I think it often starts from a crucial point, and I think maybe that crucial point for us was Fela. I don't think there were many musicians that were as daring as he was while he was alive, and as brutally honest in terms of the kind of individual he wanted to be, being anti-establishment, being Pan-Africanist, and then spending his life consistently building on that narrative for himself, and then going around the world and spreading that message. If it continues like this, there will be so many sub-genres of Afrobeat that it will be as explored as other genres of music, and I wonder what it will sound like, 50 years from now. So that's what Fela started. Do not be afraid to question government, religion, the status quo.
Fela Kuti pioneered more than just a new music genre. He gave an example to generations of young Nigerians to make music with a message and challenge convention and authority with their words. In the 21st century, hip-hop and rap have allowed artists to follow Fela's example, putting a spotlight on the challenges they see young Nigerians face.
Medical facilities are poor. We operate the predatory neo-colonial capitalist system, which is fueling...
Carrying on the tradition is Falz the Bad Guy, an award-winning rapper and qualified lawyer.
Many criminal cases are settled in police stations. I bet you can. Nigeria. Look how I'm living now. Look how I'm living now. Everybody be criminal. This is Nigeria. Look how we living now. Look what we eating now. Everybody be criminal. This is Nigeria.
In the presence of greatness. Your video, This is Nigeria, went absolutely viral.
Yeah.
And was such a powerful depiction of the problems facing Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you decide to make that?
I thought it was necessary. It still is necessary. It's always going to be necessary as long as all these things are happening. I had to shed light on everything that's happening, and I wanted to do it in a way that was vivid, in a way that it was in your face, very clear, very unapologetic. So
you can't, as a viewer, you can't shy away.
You can't shy away. It's right there. It's in your face. And I'm very literal. With every single lyric on that record, I'm very literal.
This is Nigeria. Praise and worship, we're singing out. Pastor put his hand on the breast of his member. He's pulling the demon out. This is Nigeria. No electricity daily. Young people are still working multiple jobs and they talk say we lazy.
In 2020, amid the backlash against George Floyd's murder at the hands of American police, protests also erupted in Nigeria, aimed at the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, or SARS, for its brutal tactics. The End SARS movement was born. Tens of thousands of young Nigerians took to the streets in protest, resulting in violent clashes with police in which dozens of protesters were killed.
Now more than ever, Nigerians are alert. Nigerians are alive. Nigerians want to do more to change the state of affairs. Now it's like if we have been frustrated. People want to determine their future. Everyone wants a better life. This is not life. This is not life. What's there to be afraid of anymore?
So no one should be invested in the status quo. It's failing everyone.
No one should be afraid for their life.
Yeah.
Because what kind of life are you living anyway?
But it also does make me wonder whether the extreme adversity of life here is also what has helped so many Nigerian creatives to be so influential. Because, as you said, if you can make it here, you can make it
here. It's super competitive.
Yeah.
So that naturally gives you that sort of air about you that
that feeling like you always want to compete. So wherever you find yourself, you want to be the best. And even the style of education here, they're already breeding that competition.
They rank you in all
They
of your
rank
performance in
you,
class.
yes, they rank
I've
you.
heard about this.
Ah, my dear.
Your parents will know you.
I remember so vividly. I don't know if it was like nursery or very early primary. I was super young. So I remember there was a time when I came 52nd position out of 54 people in class.
There were 54 people in your
54
class?
people in my class.
Wow.
And I was 52nd. My mom was broken. I remember she cried, she wept.
Real tears?
Real tears. And I felt so bad. Wow. So I'm just remembering that as a kid. And you know that going back to school, I can't afford to be 50-something again.
What number were you after that?
I came back, I think next term I was like 4th.
Wow.
There was a significant improvement. That competitive spirit is being bred super early here.
Very noticeable because Nigerians are overrepresented at excellence everywhere. Whether you look at Ivy League, they are the most successful immigrant group in America now.
Yeah.
In the UK, so many of the most
represented everywhere, overrepresented everywhere, and it's always going to be like this and like that, because on the flip side, there's also a huge amount of Nigerians known for committing fraud, for example.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not a thing that we're proud of, but I'm just saying if this
Whatever
is the state
Nigerians
of affairs,
they'll
go all out. They will find a way, and it's also like I'm in this situation where I don't have anything, so it's by any means necessary. If more was actually done, especially by the government, there wouldn't be as many people in crime. Of course not. This genius that you're investing into this thing so criminal, you could invest it into anything else and be so successful at it. Because it's genius that they're using to do this thing.
Yeah, it's very clever.
It's very clever.
I think Fowles has given me an insight into the Nigerian dream, the key to the energy that's made this country Africa's #1 economy. Young Nigerians creating something from nothing. Entrepreneurs raised in adversity, pushing themselves forward with a relentless work ethic. A literal do-it-yourself culture.
I used to live my life a quarter mile at a time. But things changed. I'm a father now. I will always be in your heart.
Why let a little thing like no money, background, or contacts get in your way? An hour outside central Lagos, a family of young filmmakers is taking on Hollywood with nothing to rely on but ingenuity and talent.
Hey, look out the window.
The Okorodu boys have become viral sensations for their joyful and funny recreations of the biggest blockbuster trailers, lovingly produced in their backyard.
I'm done, Mike. I'm retiring. Uh-oh, here we go again. You want your legacy to be muscle shirts and body counts?
Hi, how are you? Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Afua. Wow, you guys, thank you for having me here at your home. This is where a lot of my favorite action scenes have been born.
Those are car collections over there.
You've made all of these. Seen this one flip over. Oh, the Rolls Royce. You do a lot of filming in here.
Some scene here. So sometimes we go outside on the street, in our neighborhood.
What do the neighbors think about all your movies you've been shooting here?
Trust me, they're so proud of us.
Everyone here knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell me how the idea started.
We are, big family, like 10, 12, in the compound. So, kids love mimic the things they see in TV, in movie and also. So, that just popped up in my head that instead of my siblings just doing this thing for fun at home, let me just take advantage of social media. You understand? So I thought of something, recreating a scene, and our first video then was, a video of, I think it was when Kanye West came to Africa, so he was dancing to a Nigerian song. So and the video trend all over. So Actually, it was just for fun.
Did you ever imagine it would go viral?
Trust me, no.
A lot of work goes in. You can see the way you make vehicles, the way you plan the action scenes.
We are recreating a movie scene, you know, and maybe there is like CGI and the film, green screen, but the thing is we don't use those.
You don't have access to that.
So we create our own on the street, we create our own in our own way.
Tunde and his family are making their latest video, and I am honored to have been cast as an extra.
So this is actually the actual shot.
Now you have agents in America, you have so many people following you, your videos get millions of views. Has it changed your life?
The way we are looking, our physical appearance, you can tell.
Yeah.
You know, unlike 2018 when we started, you know.
So you can eat better food, buy nicer clothes.
Exactly.
And the video they've asked me to be an extra in couldn't be more apt. An African vision of Hollywood's vision of Africa. A trailer for the second Black Panther movie.
Go.
You guys start walking. Forward. Thank you. Keep walking. Forward. Make that face like you're so angry. Then make the Wakanda sign. Thank you. Faida.
I'm so impressed with the Okoroju boys. They just have so much self-belief. They come from this underprivileged, semi-rural suburb of Lagos. They don't have much, and what they have done with what they have has just reached millions of people, from Hollywood directors to kids in totally different cultures who are reimagining what they can do with their spare time and a few bits of junk they can turn into props. There's something I've seen over and over again in Nigeria, which is people articulating that the hardship and adversity of living in this country has spawned a hunger, a relentless work ethic, and an unimaginable creativity here. I really think that is the magic ingredient that is creating so many genius ideas in this country.
Always bursting with ideas and creativity, from homegrown movies to major dramas, the Nigerian film industry is now the second largest in the world. They call it Nollywood. It started in the 1960s and now has an annual turnover of millions of dollars. It's ahead of Hollywood in the sheer number of its movies, over 2,500 being produced every year. I've been invited to take a peek behind the scenes of a new production, where change is afoot because women are in charge.
It's nighttime here in Lagos, and I am about to come on the set of my very first Nollywood movie.
I can't run a company. I'm a shop girl.
With her role in the hit TV show Sugar and an African Academy Best Actress nomination, actress Jemima Osunde is a household name in Nigeria. I've come to see her on the set of her latest movie, The Reunion.
Good evening, everyone. Oh, you must be Jemima.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You too.
So nice to meet you. Thank
Welcome to Lagos.
Thank you. So, where are we?
We're filming a movie called The Reunion.
Okay.
And fortunately for us, we're filming the actual reunion tonight. So we had to kindly borrow this location. It's a school, yeah.
So it's a school reunion. It's such a huge operation. Everyone's working.
Everyone's working. They're still setting up. I haven't even seen where we're filming yet. So they're still setting that up. And then when we finish makeup and I get dressed, I'll go in there to have a look at what they're doing.
Nollywood's success and drive is getting noticed around the world, and major Netflix producers and American directors are keen to work with Nigerian talent.
Having some
some fruity conversations with her friends.
Yes, yes.
There's always like a couple that you just want to talk to.
So this is my director.
Oh, Michelle.
Hi,
So nice
how you doing?
How are
Nice
you?
to meet you.
Thank you for having us on set.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm so excited to be here. You know, one thing I really picked up being here is how many people it takes to make a movie happen. I mean, the crew, the cast, the production, it's huge.
It's huge.
Has the industry changed in the years you've been here?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed. There are more female directors, which I love. Now we have more female producers and more females behind the different departments that you don't expect. You know, like gaffer. You know, I have a female gaffer on this set, and I love that. There's female DPs that are coming up now, which is like was unheard of a few years ago. So there's, you know, certain positions that you think is male-dominated and tends to be, but females are now starting to get into it. And a lot of the big movies now in Nollywood are directed or produced by females.
There's so much opportunity here, but there are still challenges. I mean, we've had power outages even since we've been here. How do you navigate that? The noise of generators, the traffic? It's not the easiest conditions to produce high-quality movies.
Here in Africa, we have to deal with these kind of things. So there's an added cost to the budget, but we have to account for that. And then things like traffic, we know that, okay, we're not going to be, you know, jumping multiple locations every day. It's not going to be realistic because you know you're going to be in traffic for like an hour, 2, 3. You know, you're going to lose production time. So you have to be smart with the schedule. You have to be smart with the budget and just kind of work through it. Yes, we have challenges also, you know, in financing, but that has changed as well. More investors are coming into the industry to invest because they see how Nollywood is making money, not just here, but globally.
Nigeria's exchange of ideas with the world isn't new. Many of the population emigrate at some point in their lives to find success abroad and return later to give something back. Artist and sculptor Yinka Shonibare is a celebrated leading light in that Nigerian diaspora. Splitting his time between London and Lagos, he's led the way in using art to critique colonial attitudes and rethink the West's relationship with Africa. In Lagos, he set up the GAF Foundation, a residency for artists and thinkers, to play a role, he hopes, in shifting Western attitudes towards African art.
Many people around the world are ignorant, really, of what goes on in Africa. Some people have never been. I wanted to create an infrastructure for people to be able to go to Africa, and also so that local artists can also have, you know, exchanges with international artists as well.
Some people might be surprised that an artist is so involved in not just thinking about creating space for art, but also creating opportunities for the local community. Everything that goes into it, you're being intentional about doing it in a way that is helping to leave a legacy in Nigeria.
As an artist, I'm very politically aware and politically engaged, but it's one thing to do that in a gallery, and it's another thing to actually engage the community. You know, I'm African. And so as an African, community is very important. And so it's a community engagement with culture, you know, which is much broader than putting something in a posh gallery and only a few people can go in there. I want people to be able to participate in it. So just doing an elitist middle class artist residency is not really doing the job. You know, that doesn't really work for me.
Yinka is a visionary. And what struck me here is that, like him, so many Nigerians have visions of a better future. A dream, and a way with words to sell it. I've met young people with a fearlessness to succeed that comes from hardship and adversity. Young creatives taking the best of old traditions and reinventing them for the 21st century. And young entrepreneurs in music and film using creativity to point out injustices and inspire change. It's a drive that has a flip side in the poverty on display in Lagos' streets. But what I've noticed is people have creative space. Here, fortune favours the brave.
My time in Nigeria has come to an end. It's hard to really process how much creativity is bursting out of this country. And I don't want to sugarcoat it because there are a lot of problems here. challenges because of poverty, security, infrastructure. And that's part of the story of art and culture that so many people I've spoken to have said that hustle, that hardship fuels them in wanting to change the experience, change their lives, change the conversation, change the perception. And that's what I have experienced as the joy and the uniqueness of Nigeria. It really is a place of exquisite ideas, and it's been such a privilege to be part of that.
Next time, South Africa, the creativity of the townships, Amapiano dance, the usher.
It all began in a Michigan church. Now she's selling out stadiums. Love Lizzo. Press red for her journey on BBC iPlayer. He lived through apartheid, a profile of South African artist William Kentridge. Imagine at 11 on BBC 4.
Ikasi isn't just inspiring new forms of music. It's reclaiming older traditions from Africa's past. Tattoos are becoming fashionable once again for black South Africans. And a pioneering tattoo parlour is at the forefront of that change. Soweto Ink has become a busy hub in a middle-class neighbourhood of the giant township.
When I got my tattoo done, I met this incredible collective of women trying to increase the visibility of black women's tattoos and the African heritage of tattoo culture. And they told me about Soweto Ink and that it really stands alone as the only cultural centre on the African continent really pushing tattoos from a black perspective and pushing the professionalism, the art, the heritage, the aftercare, everything. I'm so excited that there are creatives here that are trying to keep that alive and now spread them back out across the world. I don't believe in just randomly getting tattoos. I think they should mean something to you because it is obviously a permanent mark on your body, but there is something that I've been ruminating on. So I really want to see how I feel when I get there, if I feel comfortable, if I feel like it's good energy, if I feel a connection to them and their story. If I do, there's definitely something that I have in mind.
Ndamiso is one half of Soweto Ink and the business brain behind this pioneering venture.
How are you?
Great.
This is Soweto Ink.
Yeah.
So at the time you set up Soweto Ink, was there anything black-owned, pioneering tattoos in Soweto, a historic black neighborhood?
There is nothing like Soweto Ink in Soweto. When we started, the industry was very white. So when we came in the space, we sort of like built the culture, rebuilt the culture that probably existed because we're not even entirely aware about our own spirituality as black people. It does appear about tattoos and African history if you go down, but it's something that's there.
It's kind of crazy if you think that Africans have been practicing tattoos maybe thousands of years, but the modern tattoo industry didn't represent black people at all.
Yeah, it's becoming a thing amongst black people. It's like as if it's this new trend. It's been there. It's just that, you know, now it's a different era.
Hey, you guys. Are you all here to get tattoos?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Today, I just want to get a random tattoo of like a canvas. So I'm a visual artist. I'm always drowning in my concept and in my art.
It's funny you say drowning because I saw that as breaking free, breaking out of the canvas.
Oh.
I feel like if you get this ink, it will spark that conversation with so many other people. I can't wait to see it. Why come here?
I think for me, it just kind of speaks to taking it back to where we're from, you know? And there's also been this whole bad kind of connotation, especially in South Africa, about like getting tattoos. But like with Soweto Ink, it kind of feels like we get to own it again, you know? We get to kind of tell our stories through the ink that we put on.
Is there something about coming here knowing that they also know how to tattoo black skin, that you don't have to worry about the technique and the care?
Yeah, definitely. And so many places that I've been to, like maybe white places, would tell me that they can't tattoo color on my skin because it's black.
Is there a different approach to tattooing black skin?
There is a technique that is being used to tattoo black skin. Sometimes you would go as a dark-skinned person to a white tattoo shop, and you find that the lines, maybe you scarred a bit and stuff like that. Sometimes our skin is a bit dark with melanin, so they can't really, see the lines properly as opposed to white skin.
It's so inspiring to hear what Soweto Ink has done for the community. I've decided I'm going to get a new tattoo here.
I would love to get a small symbol from my Ghanaian culture on my ankle.
Right.
Can you do it for me?
Yeah, sure.
It's called Nsoroma, and it means child of the heavens. So I just love the idea of marking yourself as connected to divinity.
So are you ready?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go. Feel that it's changing? Is there in South Africa, even globally, more of a culture of black people doing tattoos?
There's a lot of youth coming up, getting tattoos, coming with their parents. I never had that chance where my mom can bring me to the tattoo parlor, So it's really nice that people now are woke. They're actually opening up to the whole thing.
I love my new tattoo. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while. I feel like it was just meant to happen. And I came here, everyone was so warm. I really admire the work they've done to push the culture forward. I just think it's a really great place. It's a great vibe. And that's the kind of energy that I'm happy to leave a mark on my body. I feel like I'm starting to get a real sense of what Ekase is. It's courage in expressing your authentic experience and creating space for that in the whole of this society. What they've done here at Soweto Ink is really embrace their African traditions of tattooing, solving the problem of how they haven't been represented in the rest of the tattooing world. And in doing that, they've created this really inclusive space where people from all different backgrounds come because it feels welcome and it feels unjudgmental. And that's the pattern that I keep seeing recurring in Ekase culture, that people who come from that background love and are proud of who they are and want the world to be able to share in it.
Amid these bikes are built to spin. There's another type called stance, created simply to pose. I love to cycle back home in London, but I can't say I've ever tried a stance bike.
You're so trusting. With your dream bike. Okay, I'll be very careful with it.
I doesn't have brakes! Nobody warned me there's no brakes!
Got a sense that it has been hard for her, and she's reluctant even now to fully articulate how much rejection and skepticism she's experienced. I've definitely never seen myself fight like this before. I could get into it over here at this. Sure. This is my first encounter with the sculptures that you actually shape from cowhides around your own form. Mm-hmm. This is your body?
Yes, it is. The taxidermist was the one that helped me understand the formic acid and, everything that one uses, which then allows me, while the cowhide is wet, to kind of, in a way, use it like a fabric. The hair still sheds. There's still traces of feces. There's still fat. So there's so many kind of layers that I have to work through to be stable enough for somebody to have it in their house and it won't give them a stinky smell or some heebie-jeebies.
It's not for the squeamish.
It's not the easiest or the happiest
shield here.
It's like a scroll safari, so just jazz it up a little bit.
It feels a little bit Zulu because of the black and white and the red. Is that deliberate?
Yes. Our traditional shield was one. Yes, our traditional shield. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. And this is nice with the colours as well. Yeah.
So this is a traditional Zulu shield.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're really incorporating African Zulu imagery.
So this was like surfing safari. That's what it is. Yeah. So people used to come here and get in your car and you drive and you go and look for waves like in the.
It's a safari idea, but for surf.
Yeah, well, with sort of unknown breaks in it. Yeah. I'll just ride my skateboard there.
Okay, why not? Why not?